It's October 31st, 2024, and we have some exciting insights and surprising results to share. Today, we're diving into the latest earnings reports from some of the biggest names in tech. First up, we have Texas Instruments. They reported a revenue of $4.15 billion, which is down 8% year-over-year. Their net income also saw a decline, coming in at $1.36 billion, reflecting a 20% drop from last year. However, their EPS was $1.47, beating estimates by over 8%. Despite the overall decline, Texas Instruments generated $1.7 billion in cash from operations, showcasing strong cash flow management. Looking ahead, they expect Q4 revenue between $3.70 billion and $4 billion, with EPS guidance ranging from $1.07 to $1.29. Next, let's talk about Meta Platforms. They reported a revenue increase of 23%, totaling $33.5 billion, with a net income of $9.2 billion and an EPS of $3.32, which exceeded expectations. While the numbers look great, their stock fell by over 4% after they failed to guide capital expenditures for 2025, raising some concerns among investors. Moving on to Amazon, they reported total revenue of $143 billion, marking a 12% year-over-year growth. However, AWS growth was only at 5%, which disappointed many investors. Net income increased to $7.8 billion, with an EPS of 67 cents, slightly above expectations. Amazon is focusing on cost management as they navigate these mixed results. Now let's take a look at Alphabet. They reported revenues of $74 billion, up by 10%, with a net income of $20 billion and an EPS of $1.52, beating estimates. The strong performance was driven by Google Cloud and advertising revenue from YouTube, indicating solid growth in key areas. Next up is Intel, which reported revenues of $13.3 billion, slightly above expectations but down 6% year-over-year. Unfortunately, they faced significant losses this quarter, widening to $16.6 billion, with an EPS loss of 42 cents per share. They are still working on restructuring as they face intense competition in the semiconductor market. AMD had an interesting quarter as well, reporting revenues of $5.9 billion, driven by demand for AI chips but still below expectations. Their net income dropped to $1.2 billion, with an EPS of 85 cents, missing estimates significantly. This led to a notable drop in their stock price by about 10%, as investors reacted cautiously to their guidance. Finally, we have Microsoft. They reported impressive growth with revenues increasing by 15% to $56.2 billion, and net income at $22.3 billion, resulting in an EPS of $2.85, which exceeded expectations. Their strong performance was largely driven by growth in cloud services and Office products. So there you have it, a quick overview of the Q3 earnings reports from major tech companies this October 31st. While some companies showed strong growth, others faced challenges that impacted their stock prices. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.